off a win that has to feel good sort of coming into this. But the last time you guys played Tampa, I think one of the things that Sheldon said was their top guys had too much fun when they were on the ice. How do you prevent that as a team tonight and sort of dial in that game, make it feel like that?
I think be a little bit more in their face. I think we give them way too much space in Tampa. I remember that, so just got to be on top of them. They're obviously a good team if you give them enough space to make you pay. So we've got to be on top of them and play hard then.
This is a group that's been through quite a bit of adversity this season. Obviously, Timo is not here right now. You have Xavier Perron coming up and is going to make his NHL debut. What do you know about what this group has done this year that you guys sort of rally together in moments like this?
I mean, you get more together if you're going through it. That's just a fact. In sports, in life, everywhere, you grow out of that, and it's no different here. We got to stick together. We're one big family here too. Obviously, we're all thinking about Timo and hope for the best. But at the end of the day, also we have to play a hockey game here, and I know. Everybody would love to be in the lineup, and there's other guys out of the lineup. And like I said, we're a big family here too, and we play for each other and stick together and help each other out however we can.
I know we spoke after the game in Ottawa, but now that you've had a little time to maybe think about it, maybe you didn't think about it at all yesterday, but what was the most important thing that you think that this team learned out of that stretch where things were difficult? Because you talk about going through difficult times, you learn things. You know, you come together as a team, but I'm sure you learn things about your game.
Yeah, just try not to get too low and play simple hockey, simple hard hockey. If you're struggling, and usually if you put pucks to the right spot, if you do the right things, if you're moving your legs, then good things can happen.
Did you feel like you guys were more of what your identity was in those last two games? The result didn't come in Boston, but like
yeah. I think we just simplified our game, and that's. At the end of the day, I think a simple, hard hockey game is always you give yourself always a chance to win a hockey game. So it's not coming from nowhere. Simple, hard usually is the best solution.
Thanks, Nico. Zav, based on looking at the lineup today, you're going to have the opportunity here to make your NHL debut. What sort of goes through your head when I say that to you?
It's been amazing, honestly. It's been 4 years I've been pro. I always dream of that moment. It's my first year with an NHL contract, so it was a big summer for me. You never know when it's gonna come, but I think today's the day, so it's unreal. I found he's gonna be here. It's been a long path to be here, so I'm happy to be part of the game tonight.
What sort of was the call up like when you got the call? Who was it from? Where were you? That kind of thing.
We were playing last night in Utica, so I was doing my pregame meal. Ryan called me and he said you're out of the lineup tonight. So I was like, why? I know like what was coming in. He just told me that I was going to play tonight with the Devils, so that was pretty exciting. My legs dropped a little bit; they were feeling weak. After I called my family right away, so it was a special moment for sure.
And for you, you know, this is a team that obviously will be without Timo. There's a whole bunch of different lineup. Like, what do you bring to the lineup when it comes to the style of play?
I think I just need to bring my speed. I think I can compete really hard. So just bring my speed, my energy, be good on forecheck. Just play the way I play in the AHL. I think it's going to help me, and just play with confidence. Don't be afraid to make plays. Just play the same person I play down there. So I just think sometimes it's harder to do it because like it's in the NHL, but I think I just really need to do it here.
Did you play with Angus at all? And I mean, I know on the same team, but on a line or anything?
Yeah, we played. Changed a couple of times the lines this year, but we played a couple of games together. We play at camp together too, so we're kind of the same player. We play fast. We like to forecheck. We like to play with a lot of speed. So I think it's going to be good to play with him and Glendening tonight.
All right, we'll see. Thanks so much. Perron, who's here. What did you maybe see from him in training camp and through preseason, and then earning this opportunity here?
Yeah, I think from what I've seen in my time in the organization is he's a driver, he's a worker, lots of speed and some skill to go with it. I think him being here is earned through the years of work that he's put in there and being a leader in those areas that I just talked about in Utica. And at this time, he's the guy that they like and has been feeling good, or they're feeling good about his game, and because of that. But when there's an opportunity, bring a guy like that in.
Last time you guys played Tampa, I think post-game you said their top guys had too much fun. What do you have to do to prevent that from happening and maybe allowing your top guys to have the most fun?
Yeah, we gotta check a lot better, or whether it's one-on-one battles or forecheck and protecting the neutral zone and all those sorts of things. We just got to be a lot better. It's a very skilled team. Their defense can really skate and activate, and it gives them extra numbers and threats in the rush that can only amplify the skills that their top guys have. So it's on us to try to do a good job of controlling that.
What would you like to see the team build upon what you saw in Ottawa?
Just keep getting better in our process and how we want to play. Obviously, special teams, we've got to get going. But, the overall energy and vibe of the team, that's what you get out of it, and you want to keep building on that.
Can I indulge you in a weird one? In the football, they have Philip Rivers, who might... Philip Rivers, 44, he might start a football game. It's, biggest story, I think, in sports the last couple days. You got a chance to coach an older player in Joe Thornton. Is there just a certain kind of energy that bringing a veteran and older guy who kind of has playing for the love of the game brings to a team?
Without a doubt, I think that there is. We had Mark Giordano in Toronto as well, and way back when in my playing days, I played with Dave Andrechuk in Tampa, and those guys, their energy, their love of the game. Usually for guys that do it that long, and in this case, for Rivers coming back. Shows how much they love it, and usually those guys bring a lot in terms of their habits and the energy, personality, all those sorts of things. Without that, there's no chance that you have what it takes, or the willingness even to stay with it. So they bring a lot, and wisdom, of course, too. But the passion and energy for the game is certainly the common denominator.
In a condensed schedule, Sheldon, I would imagine rest is a priority for a lot of these players. And is that the case, what we're seeing here with your club, going through this, not wanting to, getting the rest for the guys? Yeah,
it's an everyday battle because you want to practice too. There's a lot of things you need to get better at, and you need to give the players their touches. Like we talked about it the other day, I think our group was better coming off of a full off day and a practice day. You look at, how much better Gritsuk was, and Connor Brown and Glass, like that line, I think you had a real uptick. And quite honestly, I think the other guys that, the guys who didn't practice the day before because they needed the day and the rest, I don't think they were as good. I think it makes a difference. So it's a constant battle when you don't have the 2 days in between of what do we do? Do we rest? Do we practice? At the end of the day, we've got to keep our players on the ice in the games. They got to stay healthy, and they track a lot of different things. They can give you a pretty good sense of when a guy is redlining, and so you obviously also know when guys are dealing with certain things that if you don't give them some recovery time, that it's going to become a big issue that'll keep them off the ice. So that's a constant battle. I think every coach in the league is fighting that right now with those decisions, because there's just not as many gaps in between where you can get both, a little recovery and some practice time, where you're constantly fighting that decision. I mean, it's an easy one when you're coming back from Ottawa the other night. It's going to be a really late arrival coming back. I think it was close to 3 a.m. before guys were hitting the pillow, coming back from Ottawa with the weather and all the different things. So you're not practicing. That's an easy one. But we have a decision to make tomorrow. As we're gonna go into a back-to-back. It's 3 games in 4 nights, 4 days, I should say here, and you got to make that decision. So it's a constant thing. You're in discussions with the players, you're in discussions with the medical team, and just your own overall observations.
So it isn't necessarily a schedule that you put together. Like you just said, after tonight, you'll make a decision on tomorrow.
Yeah, you always, the way we look at it, we have a plan we make in the summertime. We make a plan that we revisit about a month in advance of how we think it's going to go, and then we look at it a week in advance, and and just see how we do and how we feeling. And then usually the day before, when it's not a condensed schedule like this, I like to make the decisions before we play the game, just so I'm not making an emotional decision based on our performance. But in a situation like this, I think it's more you focus after the game, because all of a sudden you got 3-4 guys that show up on the medical list afterwards that are questionable for practice, and you start to get a feeling that we're better to just take the day. So,
does condensed schedule benefit the offense or the defense?
I don't know, it depends on the day. I mean, depends on the day. I think sometimes it's going to result in less energy and less ability to close and defend and check and all the detail that goes into that. So that will benefit the offense, but sometimes the offense, hasn't practiced and hasn't touched the puck a whole lot, especially for the guys who don't get the big minutes and don't play on the power play. All of a sudden, they haven't really passed the puck or shot the puck in a long period of time. So it can hurt the offense, and that can sort of erode. So it's a bit of both, depending on the day.
Markstrom?
Markstrom tonight, yeah.
Thank you.